you've got fat deposits. So I'm listening at 3 places. Now what I'm going to do now is get the apical pulse, since I already know where to go. Now, one of the reasons I'm also doing a radial pulse is that for every lub I hear, I should actually feel a radial pulse. If I hear something and I don't feel a radial pulse, that's called a pulse deficit. So that tells me that something is weak about the cardiac contraction. It's not getting sent to the periphery. Now, he doesn't have a pulse deficit. Lucky you. You're going to live. Now, I hear lub-dub. Lub-dub. So S1's louder than S2. Here at the tricuspid area, same difference. Lub, then dub. S3, herbs. The sounds are pretty equal. Now, moving to the pulmonic. During inhalation, he went lub-dub. Now, during exhalation, he does lub-dub. That's a physiologic split, and it's normal. And then, so at the base, S2's louder. I hear lub-dub. Now, we're going to go back, pushing down to see if we find any murmurs. That's it. Now, did you see my pattern? Mm-hmm. Now, it may not be realistic for the big people. Someone with ascites, like a lot of swelling, someone who has a lot of chest tissue, you can't get through it. And the thing of it, if you're a gentleman and you're trying to get to the lung lobes down here or the heart sounds, you need the lady to lift up her chest like this. That's polite, and you can get then into the sounds, okay? Thanks for the observation time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to listen to what you think is S1 and S2 so that we're on the same page. And I'm also going to have you do a blood pressure for me. And then we're going to check some pulses. It's mostly the lower extremity that I'm worried about because the dorsalis, pedis, and then the tibialis may be difficult to find. Okay? Normally here. Yes, right on the money. Now, how about the tibialis? Where's that? It's right below the medial malleolus. So what you need to do is kind of trap the tissue against the bone, and that way you can feel it. So it's right here. So give it a shot. She's got one on each side. So you push the artery up against the medial malleolus.
What is the top call again?
You feel that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, there you go. I saw that little Cindy look. Come on over here.
It's right here.
There you go.
That's the
over here. That's the dorsalis pedis.
And why do we need that much?
I should say the tibialis. The dorsalis pedis is here. Okay, now try right there. Now push up against the bone. You should feel a pulse.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That wasn't so hard.
Yeah.
Now on the dorsum, it's right there.
What is that called again?
Pardon?
What is that called?
Well, that's the tibialis.
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 Yeah. That's going to be inside the medial malleolus. So these are actually the +2 pulses. These are +2s. Yeah, these are +2s. This is a +2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
I can barely feel that one.
Oh.
This one you can really feel it.
I can feel it. Feel it right here.
What's again? Dorsalis.
Feel the difference?
To this one? To that?
Yeah. You see, this one's really deep. That's why you've got to trap it against the bone. But the dorsalis pedis is a good, strong pulse. I'm so glad somebody had bare feet. Thank goodness Colleen, you showed up with no shoes. Now, did everybody get a chance to find this?
Oh, I did it before, yeah.
All right.
Well, I can try it again.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
So
when usually they check it? When?
I can't even see it pulsating.
When you do your initial assessment, you've got to do
I can
one
feel that.
pulse for each extremity. That's your initial assessment on everybody. Now, when would it be, like, let's say they've had a graft for the artery. Let's say they had a plaque, they had no flow to the foot, and so what they did is they grafted 2 arteries, or they put in like a prosthesis. That's when the restoration of pulse is really important. If you just have a surgery for a bypass graft, if you don't have a pulse in the foot, you've got a dead foot. You're headed toward amputation. So that's an example of how important this is.
As long as we feel pulse, then they're fine. Or
No, for the most part. For the most part.
is it supposed to be a plus
Yes.
2?
Well, the thing is that when there's good perfusion and there's oxygen, you're going to have little hair over the toes, you're going to have a nice thin nail, and when there's not good oxygen delivery, you're going to get bald toes, no hair, you're going to get thin skin and thick nails. So those are signs of good perfusion and bad perfusion, not to mention the capillary refill. So the 2 of us need to have a little conversation, and the rest of you, I think, can be excused. Okay? Good. Unless anyone else has a question.